Hello guys, this is Abdurrahman Gilal once again, and I'm going to explain you further about polymorphism. I must quickly define what is polymorphism once again for those who are listening it first time. So polymorphism is an object-oriented concept which basically allows us to, you know, override methods of our parent class. So for example, here I have already explained the example of vehicle in my previous presentation, where we thought that we may have vehicle and all vehicle moves. So we just consider that this is a behavior of the class, and then what we did is that we thought like if vehicle moves, it's a general perspective, but then vehicle can be a car. So we said the vehicle is extending, a car is extending vehicle. So how does it happen? Actually, it overrides the behavior of the parent class method that is called move method. So if I write moves, so it's a similar thing that we will experience in another class, which is bike class, and we've done the same thing, but we have behavior like car moves and bike moves. So what we did in main or in a testing class that we just simply created a an instance or series of instances in an array from of vehicle class. So what we did is that we wrote the class name that is vehicle, and we put the square brackets in order to create the square, oh, sorry, in order to create the array, because we are anticipating that we are going to receive more than one object of this class. But we knew that we may have different, constructor going to override. So vehicle is the main class, so it's a object, it is the by default constructor for this class, which is not going to override. But car is going to override and bike is going to override. That's why I have already written annotation that is called overriding annotation. So as soon as we written that we anticipate this is going to be an array, we knew that this is going to create an array. So once we have an array, so what type of array is it's a vehicle type, and then we can use a for each loop where we are actually keeping each row of the vehicle into X variable. So every instance, the first instance of vehicle will go here, car instance will go here, and bike, and then we will just simply print. So we say x dot move. As soon as we run x dot move, so move has actually printing. So we realize that this appears to be like this. Okay, so let's say it was vehicle example only. So what we did is that we're gonna saw like, okay, we saw vehicle moves, car moves, and bike moves. So it's a kind of a little bit defective way by which we are calling, loops. If we call multiple, how to say, constructor going to override the parent class. So I'm gonna say like it's possible that we may have some, you know, parameters being passed through the constructor. So how to handle this type of situation? So I have quickly created a vehicle example too. So it's going to be the same thing. I'm just being quick so that we understand that this time I'm keeping the class called vehicles because I can't have two vehicle in the same file. So I'm just why I just call vehicles. I created a variable called type or string, protected in a sense because I am anticipating that other classes will also be using from the same package. So let's make it protected. If you make it private, then you're gonna face an error because we have to return the type to some other classes as well. We're gonna see very soon. So this is vehicle and that's our constructor. So whenever we basically pass any value to the vehicle constructor in order to call this, create the object, so it's basically going to be received and then this is going to get the value and we'll set up this in here. So now if we see move, it's basically a little bit dynamic because now we are receiving value from user. It may be possible during runtime or anywhere, and then this is going to just place type and that moves. So this is helping us to see. Now we're going to do is that we are doing the same thing, but now we are going to call the cars. So we know that cars will be receiving value into the cars. So it is basically going to super will actually set the value of the how to say of this basically of this constructor, which means that super will call this again and then this will set the value here. So basically it has set, but it's still not overriding because we have not yet replaced the functionality of this. So just an example, what I have done is that I just created move and void, oh sorry, void and move, and then I said get type. So basically get type, I have created another method which will receive a value from super dot type. So super is our main class. This is our super class. So the type is basically this. So we have already set in here from the constructor that we pass in here. So it will first set the value, and then this will get the value from the constructor. So we know that's going to be the local one, but because I wanted to explain you that how we can override it, so it's just this kind of an example that I'm trying to tell you that there are so many ways by which you can actually receive the parameters, pass through to the main or to the base class, and then get them back, and then try to manipulate them the move method. So this is one type of writing, and then you're gonna see here I have just written it's like a car as a vehicle, which is not a how to say effective or logical understanding, but I just wrote car, and this is once again the cars. Sorry about that. This is because I already have car in this example number one, so I am just making it cars. So cars, I have said Toyota is my car. I have also got Honda is my car. So the same way we have received in the array, and then we just printing the array. So let's run it and see like how it looks like when we are executing like this way. So you see that car moves, Toyota moves, Honda moves. So basically, it's the same thing that we have done here. But here we are basically receiving some, arguments into the constructor, and then we are setting some values to the predefined or define the variables of the base class, and then we are receiving those base class value back to the child class and setting up to the overriding it. It's kind of just a way by which we can do the hands-on. So as just an example, I hope it makes some clear sense that in case that in future you got something to pass through the parameters, so you still can do that in polymorphism way if you are using this type of coding structure. If you got any question, please do not hesitate to ask me. Otherwise, I am ending up my presentation. Thank you so much. Take care.